Why price is not as important as you think. This is a subject I have to admit I have talked about often, but it has to be talked about over and over and over and over again because it's that important. Or well, the price isn't that important, but the subject of the price not being important is important. So, by the way, it's noisy down here. If you don't realise I'm recording this on video, if you're listening, I record these outside in the fresh open air. I'm on a river that just winds its way out to Crescent Beach, out to the sea, in beautiful British Columbia, near White Rock, sort of South Surrey, just off the edge of Vancouver. And I'm at a place where it seems, by the looks of it, scouts or cubs or Girl Guides or something, or a mixture, have just come out of some place over there because there's people dibbing and wearing woggles. Was that the terms? I was never in the scouts or that kind of thing, so I'm just guessing, and they're making a noise. Anyway, the price. All right, okay. So on the Marketing for Owners podcast, yes, that's here. Me, Jon Butt. I'm always telling you just to forget about the price. Oh, well, you can't forget about the price, but it's not as important as you think. And I know your industry is different, blah, 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 blah. How many times do you think people like me have heard that before? And I'm sorry to be rude. I'm just being blunt because perhaps you've never had anyone tell you politely to get over it. Your business is the way you do it is unique, but your industry is not. If you weren't there, people would survive. It's going to happen. You're not Uber or something like that, or Google. You haven't just reinvented or invented something completely new, or Apple iPhones. Right. So please listen, because there are examples I want to explain. And the first one is, in your industry, so no matter what you do, you're a solicitor, you're a lawyer, an accountant, you're a doctor, a dentist, you're a landscape gardener, you do nails, you sell fire extinguishers, you are a consultant, you're a marketing person, you have web hosting. There are others that do it. And at any one time, as of this, let me snap my fingers, as of that moment, one company in your region, in your local region, in your bigger region, in your area, in your country, in the world, one company was the cheapest. Okay, and I say was because that clicked my fingers a few seconds ago. One company was the cheapest. One company is the most expensive. Was the most expensive back then. May have changed since. It doesn't matter. There are however many in between. The cheapest one has got customers. The most expensive one has got customers. And all the ones in between have got customers. How's that? That must suggest, because they're not all going for the cheapest one, and you're going to say, oh yeah, but in what I do, you can't go for the cheapest because what I do is different. Okay, so how about the expensive one? How's she getting customers? How is she charging 3 times your price and still getting customers? You're going to say, oh yeah, but she's fancy, she knows so-and-so, she only goes to those. That's the market she picked. You picked the part of it you want to do. If you want to change and go for the market she's rocking, why not? And you're going to say, oh, I can't change because of my current customers. Hey, who owes who what? Why not start another division? Why not start a luxury one? Let me explain. You go out, you drink coffee. You go to Starbucks, Costa, Cafe Nero, Blends, whatever, Pikes, fresh out of Pikes Market in Seattle. It doesn't matter. You drink a particular type of coffee. If you go to another coffee shop in another place, their prices are different. You're not going to think, hey, I'm not buying that. Or, in fact, when you go into Starbucks, do you then think, well, there's a Blends, like in Canada, there's a Blends over the road. I'm going to walk over there and check out which one is cheapest. No, you go to the one that you want to go to, don't you? And if you've never heard of it before, you go because you want a cup of coffee. The price is the price. If it's ridiculous, you'll walk out. But if it's reasonable, it's not important. Do you follow what I mean? There are in the coffee industry that they measure the average cost of a latte, of a small latte, and they will measure how that rises over time as an inflationary thing to measure inflation of coffee. There is an average price, which means there are people above average and people below. They've all got customers, right? This somebody explained, in fact somebody, I know exactly who it was, sorry, Eugene Schwartz, in his book, I can't remember what his book is, but Eugene Schwartz, just look him up, fantastic copywriter, absolute. And the funny thing is, I'm reading a book right at the moment, and I just recommended it to my friend Eric earlier, and it's a Breakthrough Advertising. Yeah, I was going to say, how can I not remember it? Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz. Great book. You can get it on Amazon, and you can probably find a free download PDF online. One thing he says is, because people talk about, oh, you need to build a better mousetrap. He says, don't build a better mousetrap. Build bigger mice, and then instill a fear of mice in your customers. How about that? Then you'll sell as many mousetraps as you want. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's the customer, it's the client. If you have to make them desire, not want. You have to make them desire your product. So the way you package it up, the way you present it, the way you present yourself, the way you package yourself up. For instance, I mean, if you see me, I'm just in a little fleecy top here. I could be wearing a tailored suit if I was on video and have a flash studio, and I can guarantee that I would, whatever I'm selling, I'd be able to sell it for more. Oh, by the way, what am I selling? Go to theownersclub.co and go see. It's £29 a month. That's what I'm selling. There you go, little advertising. Goes a long way. But if I was the guy in the three-piece suit, the tailored suit with all the beautiful coiffed looks and decent haircut and perhaps a facelift and looking a bit more like a James Bondy figure, then I'm pretty sure I could sell that for £290 a month. It would be the same thing, but it's the way I package it, and I would then aim at people who could afford and who expect to pay £290 a month. It would be the same thing. And believe me, a load of you out there are, sorry, looking at the aeroplane going past, make sure he's not going to dive bomb me. A lot of you out there are doing that on internet marketing stuff. You're going online and you're buying rubbish. You're wasting your time. You're buying it because the person is selling the dream. You're not buying it because of the price. Of course, if it's too much, you wouldn't pay it. But until you got there, you had no idea what it was going to cost, because they don't tell you to the end till they've done the sales job on you. Oh, little do you know. Do you not know this is going on? This is a whole sequence. It's a process. There's books and courses on how to do that. You didn't know how much it was, and then you bought it. You could have come and joined my owners club. You may think, oh, I've heard John, I want to follow him, I want to do it. And if I say, oh, it's £29 a month, yeah, no problem. But until that moment, you'd already decided you want to follow me and do what I tell you to do. Okay? Because I've created the desire, and I've built up your trust to the point that you want what I have. It's nothing to do with the price. I guarantee it. Absolutely. In, let me think, sports equipment. When you go to the store and buy sports equipment, do you favour Slazenger? Do you favour Adidas or Adidas? Apparently, by the way, just to let you know, it's Adi-Dassler and it's pronounced Adidas. It took me years to find that out. Or you might prefer Puma, which is his brother, and they fell out and recently got back together after 20 odd years. Or Nike. Is it Nike? Don't know that one, never figured that out. Who cares? Everyone calls it Nike. So how about shoes? Shoes. Ladies, of course, I cannot tell you about shoes because I'm a man. But ladies, you prefer shoes. Price doesn't matter. Bags, handbags, or across the pond purses. Wow, us guys, we faint when we find out what you'll pay for that. But you don't understand why we'll pay to watch sports on TV or something like that. Price doesn't matter. If you support a football club, what you call soccer club, you're not going to, and they put the prices up, you're not going to go and watch the other team down the road because you support that club. You're going to moan about it, but you support that club. When you buy suntan lotion or suntan cream, you have your preferred brand. Otherwise, why don't you just go to the supermarket and buy their own brand? It's cheaper, and quite often we know it's got the same stuff in it. It's not the price. In the UK, we have fantastic competition for products. If you go to a supermarket, Kellogg's cereals are there, breakfast cereals. Every supermarket has their own brand that looks almost identical. So you've got Kellogg's Fruit and Nut cornflakes, or a crunchy fruit and nut. You've got Tesco's own. You've got Kellogg's Raisin Bran. You've got Tesco's own, Sainsbury's own, Asda's own. People still buy the more expensive Kellogg's one because they advertise the heck out of it and they tell you why it's so good and you believe it. Do that with your product. It's not about price, my friend. Okay? Have I done that to death? Fair enough. Tomorrow's Drive Time podcast. It's the Thursday. I'm trying to get to the end now. This is fantastic. It's been around for years. Very simple as this. Tropical MBA. It's by Dan Andrews and Ian Schoen. They share the stories of entrepreneurs. And if you've ever heard of a thing called the Dynamite Circle, it's an international entrepreneurs group, well worth looking up. That is the home of the Dynamite Circle. That's the Tropical MBA guys. Thousands of members all around the world. It's fantastic. Great podcast. Seriously good. Tomorrow, a great guest interviewed recently and loved it. Really enjoyed this one. Tomorrow is a lady called Lisa Spencer Arnell. You may not have heard of her, but she has stuff you need to hear. Even I was impressed, and I've interviewed rather a lot of people, and it's making me change a few things I do. Okay? That's tomorrow, Friday. We're all done. See you soon.